We are very thankful to our brand South Africa for arranging this event with the China Council for the Promotion of International Trade, the CCPIT, to provide us an opportunity as the South African Embassy and as South African and Chinese business to engage on how we can work together to increase our bilateral economic relationship between China and South Africa. His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa paid his second state visit to China in September, where we signed numerous agreements with the Chinese government and upgraded our diplomatic relations. But that needs to be translated into action. And the main key source that we've been told and given instruction by our leaders is on the economic side, to increase Chinese investment in South Africa, business between South Africa and Chinese private companies. And today's event is a perfect opportunity for both Chinese business and South African business to get together and to hear from us, from the South African side, what the value proposition we have to offer, but to also hear from the CCPIT and the Chinese side on the intentions of the Chinese investment in the South African economy.
I'm very pleased with the reception that we've received here today at this engagement. There is indeed a lot of interest from our Chinese stakeholder business and investor stakeholders, a lot of interest in understanding and learning more about South Africa. With the strong bilateral relationship between China and South Africa, we are seeing a much more increased level of interest from Chinese businesses to find out a lot of information, as much as they can, about South Africa and understanding exactly what the value proposition of the country is. And so today this session is going very well. There's a lot of interest and attention to the capability that is within South Africa, a lot of interest in the infrastructure, and a lot of interest in also the role that South Africa can play in helping businesses not only become successful in South Africa, but also allowing them to expand in order to service the rest of the African continent.
This will be the first time that the G20 is held in the African continent. And as our president said in Rio, our theme will be around equality, solidarity, and sustainability, where we will focus the globe's attention on the priorities of African continent and also of developing countries at large, focusing strongly on sustainability and inclusive growth. As you know, the G20 is the premier forum for global leaders to get together to discuss the globe's primarily economic challenges. And we'll utilize that opportunity of hosting the G20 in the African continent for the first time to place Africa at the top of the agenda, which is sometimes ignored. And we look forward to working with China and our partners from BRICS countries to make our presidency a success. And we look forward to inviting all of you to visit South Africa next year for the many activities that will be held all across South Africa for the G20. As you know, China is South Africa's biggest trading partner, and South Africa is China's biggest trading partner on the African continent. The South African economy is the most industrialized on the African continent, with over 40% of Africa's industrial output coming from South Africa. As the most diversified economy, which gives tremendous opportunities for Chinese companies. Of course, the backbone of our economic relations has been mainly on mineral products. You know, we're famous for our mineral products such as gold and diamonds and platinum, etc., as well as our agricultural products. But we're looking to diversify that trade relationship so that Chinese companies can invest in the future technologies. The technologies that are going to be needed in the future, such as artificial intelligence, such as battery storage and computing. Our president, when he was here, met with the top electric vehicle companies here in China. This is an area where we're looking to, not only because of our energy transitions, but also as we look to the future, electric vehicles will become a massive opportunity for Chinese companies to invest in our economy. Along with the technology and our infrastructure, as we build our infrastructure, we need to industrialize at a quicker rate. And Chinese companies and Chinese investors have the technologies that we need to industrialize our economy, which is what we'll be looking for from our Chinese investors. And we look on Chinese investors to come increasingly to South Africa now that we were recently the BRICS presidency. Now we have the G20 presidency. China has been a long friend of ours for many, many, many years. We now live in a world where unfortunately there's some uncertainty, and in some quarters an attack on globalization. But as South Africa, we're firmly committed to the globalization agenda. We're firmly committed to the integration of global supply chains, and we view this platform, this exhibition, which is successfully hosted by the CCPIT as a key event to secure the integration of the global supply chains upstream and from downstream. And it becomes even more important now as the globalization agenda comes under increasing threats and instability. So we're happy to participate in this event. We'll look to participate in this event at a greater level in the future.